Hello, it's Karen from Oklahoma saying, I hope everybody's doing well. Hello, Jeremy. This, I'm wearing the same clothes I made in my last video about um, being hacked, or whatever you call it, malware or whatever. But this one is on my Remeron and my withdrawals. This is different from the other withdrawal videos that I made. Those were me lowering my doses of SEROQUEL, Remeron, and REQUIP, which was back in April, and I got past that. And then, let's see, I think this is my fourth day that I have went back. Let me say it this way first. I wanted to lower my Remeron even lower, and I started that, and that was like 14 days ago. I did that for 10 days. It was a nightmare. A nightmare. The withdrawals were really bad. I'm still on the SEROQUEL, but from 300 to 150, and then the Remeron from 30 to 15, and then the REQUIP for restless leg was 2 milligrams down to 1. So after all that time, this month, which was like 14 days ago, I did it for 10 days, and it turned into a nightmare. I was totally messed up. I was in that suicidal stage continually. My sleep was erratic, and the reason why I was put on it so very long ago, the SEROQUEL Remeron, was for the purpose of sleep. And I successfully got down, after, 3 months, down to half of what I was originally taking. And I decided, I want to try to get off of one. I really do. One should be enough. I'm going to try. And I gave it 10 days, and I don't know how I made it that far. So, I have been, I guess this is my 4th day of, putting it back to that 15, and knowing at this point I can't take any more. My mind, my nervous system, my body has been through hell, as a lot of you with the same problem that have tried this, it is hell. All the, everything goes wrong with your body. Everything. Your mind, your nervous system, your body, and it makes you, since I've been doing this for so long, and prior to April, the reason why I started it was because of the blood pressure pill that was added onto it. I did a 4-part video on that. But all these things, I was not doing so great, so I thought it's time to cut lower. And I tried, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. My whole system's wore out. It's totally messed up. My brain, my nervous system, my body, everything. So I'm just, I've been doing okay. I have You know, I still don't feel great. It takes me, more sedated, because when I lowered it, I wasn't sedated. I'm not as sedated as I used to be before I lowered them, but now I wasn't sedated at all. But nothing, my body has never gotten used to me lowering it in the first place. you know, because that itself is going to take quite a long time. Who knows? I have seen people, I had somebody leave a comment for years, my friend Jeremy, years of not being right, not feeling good, being sick all the time, and all kinds of his physical and nervous system problems. And of course, mentally, your brain is really screwed up, and you find yourself, thinking, when is this going to end? And there's no answer. I'm sorry, I haven't gotten to that place. It's not been long enough. Just a minute. Oh, that was my husband. I don't know how long this is going to go on, but I'm just going to have to leave it because I'm sleeping. The one thing that everybody complains about, men just as much as women do, is the tremendous weight gain that I have, that I'm dealing with. I can only wear baggy clothes, which is few. Everything that I own, I can't get into. That's how much weight I've put on. So, I'm stable, but there's so many things that I have yet to, things are just going to have to fix themselves. There's nothing I can do except try to eat right, try to exercise, going to sleep at the same time, that sort of thing. So right now, the sleeping thing, not staying up to all hours of the morning is good. The eating problem, it doesn't matter what I eat, it's just going to turn to fat no matter what. A lot of digestive problems, major, and that is another health issue I've had for so many years, but it just is so bad. I look like I'm 9 months pregnant. That's how bad it gets. So it makes it even harder to get in the clothes that I can get in sometimes. What's the other thing? My hair is doing better. Like I said, this is not my hair. I had to find something that looked like my hair because my whole body, I'm allergic to everything, grass especially, anything, I'll just break out in a great big rash. But it was a intense rashes and scratching that would drive you crazy. It's like never-ending poison ivy is what it was like, and it went to my scalp. And the stuff that I used to treat my scalp made my hair fall out by the bunches. But I've been constantly using organic, 100% castor oil, which promotes growth, which it has. I can feel all over, because it affected the top of my head. And it's growing. I meant it'll take forever to grow, but it's growing. I meant it works that fast. So, that's a helpful thing. You might look that up. There's plenty about it on YouTube. But it's still falling out, so I can't do anything to my hair. My body is good as long as I can't use perfumes on my body. So that is something that I've had to change. The grass situation, I'm so paranoid and afraid. If it's dead grass, it's okay, but if it's fresh grass, it just has to brush me, and I just turn completely red, and the itching is intense. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I made one previous video on this Remeron thing. And I thought that the SEROQUEL would be good enough by itself, but maybe I'm too low on the SEROQUEL, and then trying to go lower on the Remeron, and the side effects of trying to get off these anyway is, if you have a sleep disorder, you will have it way worse than you ever did, and it affected that major big time, and I was in trouble. But I'm, being able to sleep straight through like I used to, maybe get up once, and be able to lay back down, which is a good thing. I'm telling you, if you cannot sleep, it will destroy you. Sleep deprivation will break you down so bad, because your body has to have sleep. You should get 8 hours. Some people can function just perfectly on less than that, and sometimes it's more. But at this point, it takes me a good 3 and some hours to be able to not be sedated. And even through the sedation, I'm still trying to get up and do my chores, trying to wake myself up. But I'm not complaining. As long as I'm sleeping like I'm sleeping, I'm not complaining. And like I had told my friend Jeremy, I may never be able to get off these drugs. But at this point, my whole being can't take anymore. There's been too many drastic changes in my nervous system, and also my brain, and then this body thing and scalp thing, and there's so much to withdrawals, isn't there? Anybody that's watching these are watching them for a reason, because they want to see what someone else is going through, or maybe help them in some way, which I hope. There's something I said, whatever, and that saying, well, you're not alone, it really isn't any comfort, it really isn't. The more of these you watch, the more depressed you get. because if you've watched quite a few, everybody's scatterbrained, you know, and there's highs, there's lows, there's middles. It's constant change, you know. Nothing ever levels out. So hopefully, eventually, every person is different. The length of time, there is no length of time schedule, because the damage to the nervous system and the months and years that you've been dealing with things, you know, plays the biggest part in trying to get to recovery. This is the first time in my life that I've never been able to recover from anything like this. You know, it's always been hard, difficult, life-changing, but this is the worst it's ever been. And every time someone goes through something, you think this is the worst it's ever been. I'm telling you, this really is. I'm not coming back. I tried tonight to get ready to go out because it's been ages. I had my heart set on it. I had my mind set on it. But because I have no clothes to wear, you know, and it being that I've swelled up on top of the fat, you know, it just ruined it for me. Ruined it. So I'm going, let me put it this way, Monday, today is Saturday, okay, I've got Sunday, and then Monday, I am going back to the fitness center where I had have a membership for years and haven't been able to use it. So I'm going to start there because my metabolism is, you know, probably shot. You know, these lower doses have made it worse. The blood pressure pills started it, but the lower doses of the SEROQUEL and the Remeron, you know, I never had a weight problem. I've never had a weight problem but one time in my life. And like I said, that was back in 1972 that I was, you know, about this heavy. I almost weigh as much as my husband. I'll just put it that way. You can't see my body, and I'm not going to show it off, because I'm a fat person now. And for a woman, you know, losing your hair and being fat, well, just, you know, can't even stand to look at myself. But anyway, the one other thing that I wanted to say, I lose my train of thought. Everybody does when they're doing this, it seems like, or going through this. I hate it when that happens. I can't remember what I was going to say. But I'm going to start back in the fitness center. And maybe my metabolism will get back better, because I've always responded to exercise so quickly, you know, but I'm not battling getting in shape. I'm battling losing all this fat, you know, because you've seen all my slideshows and saw my body. That's long gone, but I'll get it back. I've gained weight before, but nothing like this, you know, and it took me nothing to, you know, it just dropped off. But these lower doses of the SEROQUEL and Remeron, even one or the other, makes people famished. Um, it's worse. It's worse on a lower dose than a higher dose because I didn't have an eating problem. But I do now. Anyway, oh, the other thing I was going to say was that my husband went to Tulsa to see Steve Winwood, and I had a ticket to go, and that was Tuesday in Tulsa. I live in Lawton, Oklahoma. That was Tulsa, Oklahoma. And of course, I got a John Barleycorn Traffic t-shirt. So I got that. But probably the last chance in my life to ever see the one person that I'm crazy about is Steve Winwood. He performed with his daughter Lily, and it was a small venue, although still very large, but not like a arena, but it was super wonderful. Daughter and father together, and every song was great. So I missed that. He was that close, and they were that close to him too. He didn't take any pictures or anything. That drives me crazy. A chance in a lifetime, and you're that close to him, close to the stage, and you don't take any pictures. That's nuts. But anyway, he just doesn't think of things like that for some reason, but I love him anyway. He made it home safely. He gave my ticket free to another friend of a friend, and they all met up in Fort Worth, Texas, and went together. But I do have this. Everybody, there's lots of people out there that have this shirt and maybe have the original. It looks just like the original, but of course it's not. But anyway, I'm rambling on as usual. So I just wanted to let you know where I was, how I'm doing, and the Remeron. I'm staying with that 15 milligram. It doesn't sound like much, but when it affects you that much in that many ways, 15 milligrams is a lot. Like I said, being on these for buku years, have taken their toll. It's gonna take every part of me to reboot itself to where I slowly, gradually start getting back to the old Karen. I love the old Karen. I want her back. So anyway, with that, thank you. I got a couple more subscribers. I'm so excited. And thank you for the views. I love it. The views. It's great. So thank you for watching and listening. I hope you watched the whole thing, even though it's long.